Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
To say that AEW, what the heck happened, to me is a total understatement. So I'm not going to say that. But instead, I'm going to talk about why I'm glad I did not waste a single second of my time last Sunday watching AEW Dynasty 2025. I had zero interest going into this show, as nothing excited me. Well, okay, that's a lie. Maybe one match had my interest a little bit. Maybe I'll go back and watch it, I don't know. And that is the trios, the three-way match for the International Championship with Kenny Omega, Ricochet, and Speedball Mike Bailey. That was it. That's all that had my interest on this card. Most of the matches on the card, honestly, you could have just done them on Dynamite or Collision. And to me, and again, it continues just to baffle me. The fact that Tony Khan has like 9 or 10 pay-per-views a year now, and he expects us to pay $50 for each of them is ridiculous. Especially now, when you have them on Amazon Prime, and on top of your monthly subscription, you also have to pay a full price of $50 to watch this pay-per-view. At least before, when it was on Bleacher Report, I split with a few friends and we're all able to log in to watch it. Amazon Prime, though, you can't be logged in at the same time to watch it. Which is total... It frustrates me. Because after what happened with Revolution, which Revolution was a good show with a horrible main event, I didn't feel like it was worth $50. If you're going to make me pay $50 for all your pay-per-views, and of course draw my interest, of course, you better make that $50 worth it. If not, do it at a discounted price. Or get a streaming service like the WWE Network and not pay at all. Because it's just absolutely bogus that Tony Khan is that greedy of a businessman that we have to spend $50 on a pay-per-view. So when I had zero interest in this card, I'm like, I'm not chancing it. If I really want to see anything that bad, I'll find somewhere online that it's streamed that I can check the match or whatnot. That I don't have to pay for. But yeah, after reading the results of this, especially with the main event, I feel that if I would have watched AEW Dynasty, that would have been the show that completely killed AEW for me. That made me not want to watch anymore. Listen to the results of this. So, let's start off with the things that I did like, which isn't too many. I do see on the 0 hour pre-show, Anthony Bowens answered Max Caster's Best Wrestler in the World Open Challenge and whatnot. He has a new gimmick. So the Acclaimed is dead, but, they both kind of have their own gimmicks. Cool. Let me see here. Like I said, I probably would watch the triple threat match for the international title. It probably was an outstanding match. Went 31 minutes, so it went pretty long. And maybe Adam Cole and Daniel Garcia for the TNT title. Because Adam Cole did win his first singles championship in AEW. But the rest of this card, I couldn't give two shits about. We had 3 of the Owen Hart tournament matches. Kevin Knight versus Will Ospreay. Look, before this show, I'd only seen Kevin Knight wrestle one time. And that was in AEW. cool. I mean, he seems very talented. I'm not gonna not gonna deny that. But to throw him on a pay-per-view match that has like 12 matches that we don't even need most of to begin with, it's a match that should have been, especially if he's just starting. I don't think it should have been on the card. Mercedes Moné and Julia Hart. Who wanted to see that? Who would pay $50 to see that match? No offense to either one of them, but that's not a pay-per-view headlining match right now. And then Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe is basically a certified jobber in AEW. He doesn't have a purpose. Like, yeah, I like the guy, but really, it's like he feels like a low carder. I'm not paying $50 for that match either. So there's those. The Hurt Syndicate versus the Learning Tree. Yes, that freaking stable. Oh yeah, we had Chris Jericho also defend his Ring of Honor title, which again, why is the Ring of Honor title for the millionth time being defended on AEW pay-per-views against Bandito? And first off, why are we having two heels fight for the tag titles? Yes, we love the Hurt Syndicate, but also this Learning Tree stable is crap. I like Big Bill. I still think Chris Jericho is one of the greatest of all time. Thank goodness it looks like he's taking a break, because he needs to take a break. Again, I love Jericho, but either he's overstaying his welcome, or again, it's just maybe he just doesn't have it anymore. Because this Learning Tree gimmick has been one of the worst gimmicks I've seen in his career. Also, why does he have to keep the whole time Jericho's been in AEW? He has had nothing but stables. Has he really had a singles run without a stable? Which is weird, because you don't always have to be like helping guys out. Big Bill is getting babyface reaction. That's one maybe accomplishment from this match where they took on the Hurt Syndicate. Which, yeah, the story was kind of like that Jericho needs more out of the rest of the Learning Tree. Big Bill and Brian Keith. I don't give a single damn about Brian Keith. I'm sorry. Nothing just interests me about him. He's bland. It's not working. So there's that match too. That's like, why is this even a thing? I will give one other thing I liked. I could say I liked for coming out of the show. The Death Riders defeated the Rant FTR for the Trios tag titles, which again, when was the last time they defended those? I swear since they won them at All In last summer, they haven't defended those titles. What is the point of those Trios titles? What, are they going to just drop them to the Ops? Which, I like all three members of the Ops, but there's no way for them to wrestle either. But I did like the idea of FTR turning on Cope, because it's probably going to be Adam Copeland and Christian Cage reuniting to take on FTR, which would be an outstanding match. So that's something else I will say I will give it. Toni Storm defeated Megan Bayne, which I like Megan Bayne, but she just got here. Why are you Rybacking her and throwing her at your top champion right away and having her lose her momentum she basically just gained? Like, that's exactly what happened with like Braun Strowman or again Ryback, as I mentioned too. Like, why would I pay $50 for someone who just got here that I'm intrigued with, but not ready to see her be a women's world champion yet? At least when they brought in Deonna Purrazzo last year, who we all know I'm a big fan of, at least she is very well established and, has a history of being like a main eventer in the women's division. So that, even though she's not really been the same since, that I can kind of forgive. This, I can't. Like I said, Bandito told Chris Jericho. Again, Jericho dropped the title, and it seems like he's taking a break from AEW for a little bit, which he needs for sure. Allow us to miss him if he wants to come back. And also, when he comes back, he doesn't have to be another stable again. Just say it. Originally, though, Jericho won the match, but I guess he got caught by Bandito's family using the bat. So the match restarted and Bandito won. Weird, but whatever. And then, of course, the main event. Jon Moxley and Swerve Strickland. Why can Tony Khan not let go of this Death Rider storyline? Seriously, why can't he let go of this Death Rider storyline? Literally, the build to Revolution made me feel like he was fixing things. Because we were teasing MJF versus Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, they were teasing the idea of making Jeff Jarrett a world champion. They dropped that, and few other things. It looked like they were going in the right direction. You saw Christian Cage with that contract to cash in for a world title shot. You could have had Moxley drop it to Christian just for him to drop it to Cope and then what everyone did afterwards. Or because the long-term plan seems like they want to have Darby Allin to be the one to dethrone Moxley. Why again are you relying on something that may not be able to happen? Because Darby Allin is climbing Mount Everest. And apparently last I saw, either he's not been on TV for months, he was preparing to climb. He's only going to start climbing on April 15th. So you don't know how it's going to go or when he's going to be back. It's just like in 2022, when you put the world title on Mox again, during a time when he didn't even have a contract with the company. Because at the time, he just gave birth to his daughter or something like that. He was just playing up in the air of what he wanted to do or whatnot. So why would you give someone like that the world title? That is very reckless and irresponsible, in my opinion. If you want to give Darby a moment, I have no problem with it. But we don't know when he's going to be back. And then not just that, you brought back the Young Bucks and basically teasing combining your two worst takeover acts you've done. All the talent involved are great, yes. But the concepts suck. Literally, I still to this day do not know why Jon Moxley is acting the way he is. All of his matches since he embraced this Death Riders gimmick have been horrible. They're not getting out of first gear. He comes across as lazy when he should be a malicious, dangerous man. That's the heel Moxley I still to this day, in my 12 years now as a wrestling fan, have not had a chance to see. And apparently this match too didn't get out of first gear either. And then it ends because the Young Bucks got involved. When again, the only reason why they have the annoying white heat is because their heat is based off a superstar that isn't even with the company anymore. Because they can't freaking move on. Literally, I didn't watch the show, but I did watch when the Young Bucks returned and the reaction it got. How everybody just looked at it and just like, we're really doing this? We're really, really doing this? Again, what makes it even better that he's combining two of the worst takeover stables he has made? He is that stubborn, so obsessed with this Death Rider storyline that it literally just kills everything. Literally, the whole point of the Death Riders probably was because at the time they were trying to bring in Shane McMahon. Well, that wasn't concrete. You shouldn't have done that unless you knew for sure Shane was coming in. Then when he doesn't come in, the stable is pointless. Because they're not working for a higher power. Honest truth, at least with the EVPs, with the Young Bucks, if their heat wasn't based off of CM Punk and Jack Perry at All In 2023 or whatever it is, I've lost track now of time, at least that, okay, they actually have power. Jon Moxley does not have that corporate power. So, how is he getting away with what he's doing? Whatever he's doing, that literally just makes no sense whatsoever. None of this makes any sense. And that's the stuff that Tony Khan wants in his main event scene. So, I'm so glad I didn't watch AEW Dynasty. The pay-per-view was not even close to being worth the $50. Maybe 10. Maybe $10 for this pay-per-view. Probably the worst pay-per-view AEW has done so far to date. Thank goodness I didn't watch it, though. We'll see what Double or Nothing comes. Maybe that might change my mind. But then again, I thought the company was getting back on its feet around Revolution. But then immediately after the Revolution, as NXT's been chanting, Tony fumbled. Tony fumbled. I'm at a point where I'm like, you gotta get your act together. I've said that how many times? Now I'm at a point I'm going to say, talk to me when you finally get your act together. Because I still think Tony Khan is like the Clark Griswold of professional wrestling. The moment things, he's very passionate about what he does. He's very passionate, a very passionate wrestling fan. But yet, when one thing went wrong, he literally just went haywire. Exactly like Clark Griswold when he didn't get his Christmas bonus originally. That's where Tony Khan is for me at this point. I'm sorry. Like, the more, this goofy decisions he makes, and last I heard, the attendance for All In Texas in July is horrible. 13,000 so far, I think I heard. Absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious for a stadium show. It's just going to get worse. But him being stubborn, he's becoming his own worst enemy. Before you know it, he'll start toying with the crowd and whatnot. So, I don't know, guys. Like I said, I feel like this probably... I didn't even watch this show, and I feel like it was the worst AEW pay-per-view they've done. Last year, when we knew that the weekly shows were bad, and we thought that the pay-per-views were still good for us to keep around, now the pay-per-views are slowly getting worse and worse and worse. I would say All Out or Wrestle Dream was the last really good pay-per-view. Heard Full Gear wasn't that good. World's End probably was a little bit better. Revolution would have been great if it wasn't for that main event. But, yeah, at this point, I don't know what to say to AEW. The ball's in your court. Do you actually give a shit, or do you not anymore? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Did you watch AEW Dynasty 2025? Did you think it was the worst show possible? Did that ending upset you as much as it upset me when I saw what happened? Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well, The Club of the Man 93. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at The Club of the Man 1993. And until again, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch y'all later for something more worthy to talk about. I'm done talking about this freaking garbage. AEW, talk to me whenever you decide to actually try. Peace out, everybody. I'll catch y'all later.